Hello, hope you're doing well. Having a great day. It's been a bit of a while. Been a bit busy, things to do, people to see, various shenanigans. So, getting back down into what we've been looking at for the past 18 months now. We started out with some very simple sets of agents that can do things. We connected them into quite complicated communities of agents that can do things. And we did things like researching, where we could end up with flows of thousands of agents, go away, look at websites, extract all the content, compare it, come up with sensible summaries of that information, go and analyze videos, watch hundreds of hours of videos, actually edit videos that are compressions of those videos, so we can just watch highlights and things, or talk to the video in real time. So we've also done things with databases where we've got SQL, NoSQL, Elasticsearch, where we've got AI agents that can just connect to and introspect the database in real time, figure out the schema, figure out, looking at the data, what the context of it is, and then able to write zero code queries in real time. And we'll be doing a little bit of that in this demonstration. Not only can you have zero code, it can also potentially connect to your code base. And if you're using DDD, for example, command handlers, query handlers, validators, repositories, it can go away and actually generate code that respects the context of the code that's already there. And that's the key thing with a good AI development agents. We've also done a lot of development. So I've shown you writing Python, not only writing the Python, sticking it in an environment, running the Python, reflecting on the Python, changing the Python, fixing the Python, running the Python again. We've done it with C#, editing the C#, changing the C#, writing the test, checking it works, compiling the test, running the test. A lot easier with some applications actually to use the tests the way the AI are using it, because obviously sometimes it can be quite complicated to navigate. So these are all strategies that we've demonstrated over time for things that we can do with AI. So I thought we'd take it forward a little bit and just see, okay, you've got a community of agents now, hundreds of capabilities. And what you can do then is, what can you do in an hour when you throw those together to do things? So I thought that's what we'd do. So cybersecurity is something I've worked in that field for a long time in the past. As a developer, you're always interested in that because it's very important to your applications. And you have cybersecurity specialists, researchers who are obviously looking for vulnerabilities to find them, to get them reported, to get them fixed. So I thought we'd use it in that kind of model. So basically what we've got Docker running the damn vulnerable web application, DVWA, and we've got Firefox here connected to that on the top right hand side. We'll ignore the bottom right hand side for now. We'll come back to that one. And then on the bottom left hand side, we've got the software proxy, which I've shown before. It's now got an AI agent in it that can do various things. This would normally run as a Windows service, and you wouldn't see all this stuff. And I'll show you how you would get to this information if you couldn't see it in a moment. That AI agent, so if you're a developer, you normally write the code. You're not normally looking at every request and response in real time, and also comparing that to your code base to see, are there any security vulnerabilities in there. But AI can actually do that. Now, it probably won't be able to keep up with you if you're in a real-time session, but that's the kind of thing you can leave it running, it can catch up, and you can go away and be doing other stuff, but it can go away and look at everything you're doing in real time to give you a heads up that you might want to look at this. This might be a problem. Now, a lot of the stuff might not be a problem, but these are things that you probably wouldn't be looking at anyway, so it can be a very powerful construct to allow you to go away and fix things like that. Top left hand corner, we've got basically the central coordinating agent for, there's a good half a dozen primary agents running here, and there's a whole host of sort of subservient agents running underneath them that are doing things. So it's kind of coordinating everything that's going on. It can talk to the AI agent. Also, what we've done, we've shown database agents in the past, SQL, NoSQL, Elasticsearch, zero code. They go away and introspect the schema, model the schema, look at the data, figure out what the context of the data is, and then it can go away and write queries to it in real time. Now, you might want to use it to write queries in real time, which I'm going to do for this demonstration here, because it's such a simple database, it should be very easy for it to do it. Or you can get it to go away and then look at code, develop queries, look at code, and then model those queries in your DDD code base, so your command handlers, query handlers, repositories, all those kind of good things, validators, making sure that it respects the context of the code you've got. The big problem with IDEs in terms of AI is they will just pollute your code base with standards of all kinds of different things, and there'll be no consistency there, and then eventually neither the AI or the human will be able to maintain it, and that's something we'll be seeing a lot of shortly. So I think we'll all be looking forward to that. Should hopefully keep a few developers in work for a bit longer. So we've got that running, so let's go away and just click and see we're doing stuff. Yes. So XSS is a common vulnerability. We've gone to the reflected XSS page here. So we'll put something in here, a test. So we can see there, it looks like request 32 is that request that we've done. But let's make the assumption that we were running this as a service. We couldn't see that. But the AI has an agent running that can go away and talk to that database. It's already modeled it. It's never seen it before, knows nothing about it. Now, we could, when we're writing these, we can augment them with domain rules, validation rules, security rules to make a more dynamic zero code data access layer possible, but then we might sometimes not want to do that. We might want to get it to transpose that to code anyway. But for the purpose of the demonstration, it'll do what we need it to do, and that's all that matters. Okay, so let's see if we can find that request then. This agent isn't the proxy, it's a different set of software. It's a thin wrapper to an agent community. So let's see if it can go away and use this agent, which it now knows it's got capability to do, to be able to find that request. Ask proxy, show me the last 5 GET requests in reverse ID order. So it's going away, thinking about it, and there we go. And it's come back with 32. So this is separate to the proxy. This is going away, talking to the database in real time, writing queries in real time, returning the data in real time. It's a bit better on a full screen because it does this simulated table in a console app. So won't scale very well if it's just scrunched up. So we've got our ID, so that's 32. So I'm using a Stream Deck, or a couple of Stream Decks actually, to control my AI. So I can control it via voice and via text, and I have a whole set of shortcuts that I can do things with as well. So let's get it to focus. Focus 32. So there we go. So what that's done here is it's actually rebuilt from the proxy server a request it could send again. So it can actually replay requests, modify requests, tamper requests, and it shows me what the response was in terms of I'm seeing the request headers, the response headers, they're all stored in the database, and here's the body. Now this is quite a small web page, right? But in the real sort of world, when you're looking at web pages, they can be hundreds of kilobytes big because, you know, they're quite often full of lots of text that is of no relevance to the DOM and how the DOM is working in terms of a back end. So one of the techniques that you can do with models is you can compress that. So we obviously won't be able to compress this much because there isn't much there, but I'll show you what I mean. So let's give that a go. Compress and analyze. So what it's done here, look, is it's gone away and hoovered out all the stuff which isn't relevant to the DOM. So the raw length was 4359 and it's compressed it down to 2684. Then what it's done is it kicked it off to a model to then go away and look at vulnerabilities. So A, the inference will be faster. It's got less to look at. B, it's only stuff that is of importance to what we're doing. It doesn't need to know about the body of what's going on in that page. And in real-time sort of situations, you can get 70, 80, 90% compression by just modeling the DOM this way. So basically, it's found cross-site scripting vulnerability, or it's suspicious there is one. It thinks there may be an idle there, and pretty much it's found the thing that we wanted to find, which is XSS. It's found it, but it hasn't told us how to exercise it. But we could potentially get it to do that. So let's give that a go. Generate attack vectors. While it's doing that, let me make that small again. So what it's doing here is it's going away and it's actually, again, it's generating fully formed requests. And we're not really going to be doing that today. But what we can do with these, we can actually replay this. We can get it to replay these automatically and analyze them for issues. We're not going to do that today. That's a piece of functionality I'll show you at a later date. I'm going to have to be limited in what I can show you today, really, just to get it within a reasonable time span. So it's gone away and come back with some stuff. Okay. So, right. Let's take this URL. If I can, bit of a pain to try and get it out of a console app. And let's see what happens. Boom, XSS. So it's gone away and found XSS itself, and that was successful. shall we go to the bottom right hand window? Let's go to the bottom right hand window, right? So there's a whole set of tooling that you can run for security that you may not want to run on your local machine. So I'm thinking of things like SQL map, FFUF, whole set of nuclei, whole set of things that you can run to be able to do things, Dirbuster, GoBuster. So it would be good in those situations to have that kind of software installed in a sandboxed environment. So what we've got down in the bottom right hand side is a Ubuntu virtual machine. It could be a container, it could be running on Kubernetes, it could be running on anything, it doesn't care. But what it does know is it knows that there's an active agentic network and it's talking to the current head of that, which is the app we've got on the left-hand side. So it's basically sitting there patiently waiting to be asked for anything to do. This master agent knows what tooling is installed on that machine, where that tooling is, and then if you give it a remit to go away and try and do something, it will go away and talk over a service bus to that machine, get the machine to run the commands and pull back the response. And then you could potentially get the model to analyze the response. So let's give that a bit of a go. I'm actually going to type that one because it's got a URL in it. That doesn't tend to work well via voice. So let's give that a go. So investigate the URL, HTTP localhost 1 using a small directory list using GoBuster. So what it's done is it's figured out a command line to run for that. It's gone away and you can see something's happened on the VM here. And it appears to have been sent a GoBuster command line correctly formatted. Now these tools have so many parameters on command lines. Just having AI doing that for you can be quite helpful. It's now gone away and run it on the virtual machine. And you can see it's come back to the master network machine and it's found several potential directories that might have sensitive information in, that as a cybersecurity researcher that we could go away and look at to be able to do various things. So again, that's something that we've been able to use this tooling to look at. Again, if we come back to the proxy, so what we've got here, we've got a stored XSS, have we? So me, hello. I'm going to write a novel one day. When I've got a bit of free time on my hands, I might do that. So let's find the get book. So from the view on the bottom left hand side, which is not normally meant to see, we can't see what's going on. So we want to find that request. So let's see if we can go away and find that request. Ask proxy, show me any post requests. There's only one, and there we go. So we can see that it's found that post request, which is 76. So let's focus on that. Focus 76. And again, we've built a bit more going on in that page, but still not a big one. So what we can do is we can use a slightly different analysis mechanism where we were compressing before, but we can actually get it to analyze the request and response. So let's give that a go. Analyze request and response. Analyze request and response. I think it missed me. Let me try that again. Oh, no, it got me. So again, it's actually picked up the fact that there's an XSS vulnerability in there, several header issues, which again you'd expect in this website on these security sessions. Now, let's see, out of interest, what it can do with generating attack vectors. Generate attack vectors. Generate attack vectors. Oh, it's done it. So again, it's come up with a couple of those look like they would work. So it's come up with ways to tamper with the body. It's not easy to read here. It's not really designed for us. It's designed for the agent itself to play these automatically in real time, and then assess whether they've worked or not. So that's why it's all compressed into one line. But we can see here that there's some things which look like they would probably work. So it's gone away and tampered with the form post parameters. So here's a great example, probably would work. And again, if we're not going to do that today, but we can actually leave the AI to go away and do this stuff on its own. We can actually leave the AI running on its own. I can talk to the bus via the phone. I can find out what it's doing. It can talk to me. It can contact me via the phone, tell me I need some help with this. I can then connect back and talk to it. So once you get quite sophisticated with these things, you can do a lot of sophisticated stuff. So this really is an area where I think AI is going to be very useful in the future for developers, following you as you're going along, checking for vulnerabilities in real time, for researchers, blue and red teamers, for so many great tools out there, but there's so many command parameters. Just having it being able to set up the command parameters for you to do a request can save you so much time. To be able to connect to the machine, send the command there, run it on the machine, pull it back, then pass that potentially to, we didn't do that today, we could have actually passed back that. We could infer what that did, but if it was a more complicated set of tooling, had a more complicated response, we could actually get the AI to go away and do stuff for us. So that's pretty much all I was going to cover for today. So, bam, I've smashed through the 15-minute window. So this will, I'll do a link to YouTube on this one because I've exceeded the limits of temporal allowance. So that's all I was really going to cover for today. There's a lot more we can do with this cybersecurity, real world, bug bounties, for example. It can go away, not only find the defects, it can write the reports. It can recognise changes in things to trigger it to go away and re-look at something. This looks like it's changed. Shall I go and analyse it? It's a whole raft of things you can do with that. As a developer, I'm quite interested in it assisting me to learn about things in terms of avoiding issues with technologies by it following me in real time to do stuff. And we'll do a bit of that at a later date. But really, that's all I'm going to cover for today. So have a great day. Look after yourself. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now.